Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video and welcome to another episode of Spilling the Teas with me. I am James Caldwell of spillitboy.com and I'm very happy to be back in front of you guys again. You know what? I don't have a whole bunch of topics today, but the ones that I'm actually talking about, most of the things that I'm going to talk about, I'm very passionate about. So definitely, let's hang out and let's talk about some stuff. Here, we're going to definitely have another contest as well. So just hang on out and I'm going to give you the details of the contest and what you need to do. The last contest went really, really well. I was very happy with it, very happy with the results, very happy with the comments that you all gave me back. So I'm glad to go ahead and do it again. But let's go ahead and start off. You know, I always start off every week with my person who is the tea for the week. This is October 27th, 2014. And I'm very happy to say my person that is the tea for the week is none other than Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen, I have loved Debbie Allen, seems like as far back as I can actually remember. I actually got turned on to Debbie Allen when I watched the movie Fame, and I wasn't even old enough because it was inappropriate for me at the time that I actually watched it, but who cares, because I found in that movie that I loved the arts. You know, I knew that I loved to draw and create things, but I found out that I was really, really in love with music and dance and that whole thing. And I went from there and I ended up, I took ballet and I took jazz and I did these things. Naturally, I learned in there that that's just not my forte. You know, I'm not a singer. I dance. I can dance. I love to dance, but it was not my walk. That was not going to be my walk. But I love it. I still love it. I still tune in to dance shows I watch. So You Think You Can Dance. And of course, you guys know that I do Dancing with the Stars reviews and all of that. I absolutely love the art of dance and song and music. It just is what it is. But anyway, like I said, it started off with me with Fame. Debbie Allen has done like so much stuff that it's ridiculous. You probably don't even realize that you're seeing Debbie Allen and her work when you're actually seeing her. Last season, she did an episode of Scandal because she produces her butt off. You know, she did all of this stuff with A Different World, and she worked with The Cosby Show. And I mean, it's just endless, the things that she's done and what she does. She actually has the Debbie Allen Dance Academy, which is actually, it's a nonprofit. And it's basically a dance school for youth. And she's still producing stars. These kids are stars. There's a couple of proteges that have come from the school that have actually been on So You Think You Can Dance and have made it to the end and have really done big things on those shows and things like that. So definitely, I always have been in awe of Debbie Allen, and I am still in awe of Debbie Allen, even today when I pop up and I look and she shows up on something and she's doing something and you're like, it just never stops with her. But one of the things that really, really stuck out to me, like I said, it was Fame. I loved it. I loved the movie. And then when they did the TV show, Child was in love with that. She did phenomenal things as far as her dance and all of that and her acting on the show. Do you all remember that she played her acting chops when she played Richard Pryor's wife on JoJo Dancer Your Life Is Calling? She was the most hilarious. She was the wife that drove the car over the cliff and called him all kind of names. Hilarious. Hilarious. But I have to say, one of the best things that I've ever seen Debbie Allen do that actually said to me, yeah, she's that girl. If you remember back to 1985, and there was a special called Motown Returns to the Apollo. They gave Debbie Allen about this much time. And in that time, she did a whole skit where she actually paid homage to phenomenal female singers that actually paved the way for everybody who was coming. And she had some of the best of that time on stage doing this skit. And throughout the skit, she was the narrator. She danced with the backup, and she actually even played one of the characters. It started off with tall, tan, and teasing, sizzling in a satin gown. And it was her and a whole line of chorus girls. It reminds you of the opening for Showtime at the Apollo. But the background all looked like the Cotton Club. It was fabulous. They were in gold costumes. And keep in mind, through all the people, Debbie kept coming back on stage. And she basically introduced the next person. And she was changed in a different outfit every time. And singing live. It was just too much. We had Marilyn McCoo came out first and paid homage to Ethel Waters. Then we turned around. We had, and I might have because I'm going off my memory here, so I might have the order off. But we had Jennifer Holliday came out and did Bessie Smith, and she was dressed in the whole garb, and it put you in mind of, for some of my younger people, Harlem Nights. It would put you in mind of that. The costuming was all dead on the period. And she did, give me a pig's foot and a bottle of beer. Just turned it out. Because Jennifer Holliday don't play. After that, we had Dinah Washington being portrayed by Thelma Houston. And she did, what a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Tore it down with this bad mermaid gown on. Following her was Vanessa Williams, our beauty queen. And she was just fresh coming off of all of that scandal. And she was just about to release her album at that time and all that. Vanessa Williams turned the stage out so badly. They literally brought her out. And she was on the men's shoulders. They carried her out in the baddest nude colored bodysuit covered in rhinestones with the most huge headpiece, gorgeous headpiece. And she came out singing in French, baby, singing La Vie en Rose, honey. And did part of it in English, part of it in French. You wanted none of this, okay? This was Vanessa Williams, really. She was hungry at the time. It was Vanessa at her best. Turned the stage out. Before she came out, I told you Debbie kept on changing costumes. Debbie was in a full-on tux with the little Betty Boop slicked down with the part, and she was singing in French. Please, quit playing. Quit your playing. After that, we had Debbie come back, and then Debbie portrayed none other than Billie Holiday. She sang God Bless the Child. She stood on a white podium in a white gown that was beaded to perfection. Do you hear me? She had the white flowers in her hair. Turned the Apollo completely out. It was like a history lesson, a fabulous stage show. It was something, and it just showed who she was and how bad she was as a choreographer. She put the dance together. You were in the dance. You narrated the dance. You made all those costumes. It was just, it's nothing that I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever been so impressed with one person in 15 minutes in my life. And that performance has stuck in my head all these years. But here we go, guys. I'm stopping now because, I can go on and on and on and on. It was fabulous. It's one of the most fabulous things that I've ever seen. But that was all Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen is the T, and she is that girl. Okay. I got all excited. Okay, so going on. So here we go. Go into our next segment, which is What's the Tea? I'm continuing to talk about Debbie Allen now. Debbie Allen, what it actually was on Sunday, there was Oprah's show, Where Are They Now? And she did the show. She invited on the cast of A Different World, which was one of the most fabulous sitcoms that ever existed. And she had Cree Summer, and she had Sinbad, and she had Dawn Lewis, and she had Jasmine Guy showed up, and Dwayne Wayne, was actually there. Kadeem Hardison. And Ron, oh shoot, his name was Ron Johnson, but what was the Ron Johnson in the show? I can't think of what his real name is. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But it was Ron Johnson, which was Kadeem Hardison's best friend in the program. They were all there. She surprised them with bringing out Debbie Allen. They didn't even know she was there. So that was just fantastic. It was fabulous. They talked about that. They talked about the Cosby Show. It was a fabulous interview. It really was. It was really good. But the thing that is the tea is that Debbie Allen is actually in the process of trying to recreate a different world and bring it back present time. So I am so here for that. So here for that. That was the tea to me. So I just definitely wanted to share that with you guys. That was on Oprah on Sunday night. And I hope that this project actually takes off the ground, and I hope it actually does come to fruition. I will be so here for a different world. I really, really will. All right, guys, moving on. K. Michelle is actually, she turned out and got her own reality show. So she is actually coming. It's called My Life. It's going to premiere on VH1 next Monday at 9 p.m. We will definitely be sitting in front of the television waiting for that. K. Michelle, you know, she is messy. Love K. Michelle. Talented singer, pretty girl, but you know K. K definitely will keep you interested, so we will definitely be watching K. Michelle. Next, the Fashion Queens. For all of you who, because I had people asking me questions about this. I don't know why, because I never reviewed them or anything, but Fashion Queens with Bevy Smith and Derek J and Miss Lawrence will actually be coming back onto Bravo November the 9th, 11:30 p.m. So they will definitely be back. And I do watch the show. I just don't review it. I mean, it's a review itself, so no need for me to review it. But anyway, Fashion Queens will be back on Bravo November the 9th, so you guys look out for that. Let's see. Some foolishness that has actually gone on in this past week is there was the show, and I didn't get into it really. It was Blood, Sweat, and Heels that was actually on Bravo. I kind of tried to keep up with the girls because they were all very smart women. So I thought there would be something very interesting. They turned out to be a little bit lackluster, and it was a little boring. The show was a little boring. But anyway, Melissa Ford, you know her, video vixen Melissa Ford, she was one of the ladies on the show. And then there was a girl named Geneva Thomas. She was the one who, they were always after her, and they were always talking about how unattractive she was, and they would compare her to Wesley Snipes. Now, I saw the look comparison when they say that she looks like Wesley Snipes. But see, I don't think Wesley Snipes is like the worst looking person in the world, but I could see the resemblance. Like they could have been brother and sister, and that's no reads or anything like that. But they were being nasty. You know, people would say that to be nasty. But definitely, I could see where they would, you know, give the resemblance between her and Wesley. But she's okay. She's an all right looking girl. But for whatever reason, I didn't even know they were coming back. Okay, and they're out filming and doing whatever. Geneva, for whatever reason, they're out. She hauls off and pops Melissa Ford upside her head with a bottle of vodka. So I'm like, did they not give her the rules of reality? Baby, it ain't that real. It ain't supposed to be that real. She done cold-cocked Melissa Ford upside her dome with a bottle of vodka. When you're a reality, darling, you're supposed to, the reality is that you push each other and you throw a glass of vodka. That's how that works. You throw a glass of vodka. You don't grab the bottle, baby, and give her clack. No, that's not that ain't reality TV. That's reality life. Okay? Now, there's been allegedly, been charges filed and this whole thing, and the whole, the legal system is involved now. So I don't know if Geneva's going to make it back onto the show, or I don't know what's going to happen at this point. But definitely, what is the tea? That's like, really? Girl, you were really that mad? Do you realize you could kill a person with a bottle of vodka? Hit them upside their head? I can't imagine that Melissa did or said anything that bad that literally made her bust her upside her head with a bottle of vodka. But hey, I don't know. I'm just saying. But somebody need to get her the reality script over. Honey, we don't hit each other with bottles, honey. We throw drinks. We throw drinks. But you keep hold to the glass, baby. You don't. Somebody better get her. Anyway, moving on. Another reality show situation. Allegedly, Mariah Huck of Married to Medicine, which I absolutely love. The show Married to Medicine, not Mariah Huck. She is allegedly pregnant with twins. So I guess that will play into her storyline when they get back. And the one thing is definitely going to be time to put that bottle down. You're definitely not going to be able to run around and be as drunk and ridiculous as you were last season. I'm just saying. Carrying twins. Can't carry twins and a glass of whatever you was drinking. Anyway, moving on. All right, guys. So let's go on. Basically, because that's really, I told you I didn't have a whole bunch of topics. It was a bunch of nothing, just some mess going on last week. But let's go to what I find very interesting anyway. So this week, my sound spill for the week. Every week I always give you what I'm playing in my car and I'm playing on my stereo inside my house that I can't get off. My sound spill for this week is a song called Can't Hardly Wait, which is by Ndombi. She is a gorgeous, gorgeous singer-songwriter that is actually from Dallas, Texas originally. Her album Pink Elephant from 2009 is where the song Can't Hardly Wait is actually from. And she's listed basically as soul jazz. She has her voice is very soulful, is very rich. I would say that she puts me in mind of a modern day Nina Simone. Really, 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 really good. She's explosive on stage. Absolutely explosive on stage. You can actually look her up on YouTube. She does have some performances and things that are out there. She used to do backup for Erykah Badu. See, I noticed her a long, long time ago when I would see her in the back for Erykah because she has the biggest, most beautiful fro that you ever want to see. And then at one point it really was red and it just was gorgeous. And I've seen her perform on the Michael Bays show. I really missed that Michael Bays show. That's where I ran into Lettucey for the first time, was actually on Michael Bays. And he has some fantastic guests on there. Elizabeth Withers actually performed on Michael Bays, and he needs to get back to his television show that he had. It was fabulous. But anyway, and Ndombi was on there performing and being interviewed, and it was fantastic. She's really a gorgeous girl, beautiful legs, and she wears very interesting clothing. Her song, though, Can't Hardly Wait, is really about coming to terms with and trying to come up out of a really bad relationship that you know is bad, but for some reason you just can't seem to end it and to walk away. And it's funny because it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. You know, her line in the song, she starts in and she says, I don't know why I keep right on. And she's saying, fussing with you. But it ain't really fussing. You know, that's the edited version. Edited. But she goes into that whole thing, and it really is tongue-in-cheek. She goes through the song, and she basically is telling me, you know, she does, I can't hardly wait to be through with you. Can't hardly wait to just get through with them. And I know I've been there. I've been in that position where it was like, you know, this is just bad. But for whatever reason, it just has an issue getting yourself on up out of it. And you know you need to walk. But there's a line in the song where she says, so in love with being in love. And it's the only thing I'm thinking of. And then breaks right in and says, when I get this monkey off of me, I bet one day I'm going to leave. I said, girl, come on now. Come on. Been there, done that. Don't and when you look back on it, you're like, well, why didn't I just walk? But now you done lost 5 or 6 years up in that foolishness. But it's funny. And then I just love the song because you're going through the song and it just takes you right back like, boy, I was a fool. But, you know, I got it now. When you know better, you do better. But I love the song and I've been on repeat with it for the bulk of this week. So it's actually Can't Hardly Wait by Ndambi, and it's N''DAMBI. Okay? So, real cool. Real pretty girl. Very, very talented. Definitely take a time and look her up. I think you'll enjoy her. She has some other songs that are really, really good. And check out the album cover for Pink Elephant. It's a gorgeous album cover. And when you look at the album cover and you look at her, you don't even need to know anything else. You just know you need to have her in your CD player. All right, guys. So let's move on. This is my last thing here. We're going to close up here with a new contest. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm starting from right now. Right now. I need you to send me an email. Okay? The email in the subject line, I want you to put Pews. Pews. Okay? My email address you're going to use is whenjcspeaks@msn.com. Okay? It doesn't matter what way that the emails come in, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the emails. We're going to take all the names. And I want you, again, send me the name and city that you're from, the name that you want me to refer to you by, and your city. We're going to put them in a bag, and we're going to pull. And one person's going to win a copy of my book, Between Pews. And it's going to be an autographed copy, naturally, of Between Pews. Between Pews is actually the 4th book that I actually released. And it's funny because the book is really, it's about a church, really. It's a naughty little read. It's definitely adult reading. What it basically is, it's a church that ends up burning down to the ground. And there is a reporter, and he actually wants to pay homage to the church. And he's interviewing people to get all the information so he could go ahead and do an article in this magazine that he actually works at to pay homage to this church. But in the interim, he's not getting that information. All he's getting in the interviews are dirt on the actual pastor of the church. And I'm leaving it at that. And it's so very me. You know, it's so very me because I take time to say all the things that you're not really supposed to say. But those are things I like to say. So that's what's in the book. And then also, in the background, there's a whole love triangle thing that's going on. You know, I love to write about love triangles because they get so juicy, and you could go, you know, as deep as you choose or as deep as you dare when you're writing about a love triangle. But it is fiction. It's a fiction book. But I had a good time writing this book. Definitely. I had a really good time. And there's a lot of places in the book that are actually real places, because I'm from Pittsburgh, and there's a lot of places that are actually in the book that really do actually exist. So that's it. The name of the book is Between Pews, a novella by James Caldwell. So that's what you're going to get when I pull the name live here on our next week Spilling the Teas. So we had a great time last time. I think we'll have a great time this time. And I'm so glad that you guys came out and you watched the video. And again, as usual, I thank you very much. You can thumbs up or thumbs down the video. Get those emails out to me so somebody can get this book. I'm more than happy to sign that and get that out to you. And I will stop taking emails November the 2nd, 12 a.m. That's it. I'll be done. And then the next day, we're going to pull somebody live during my video. So that's that, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing some time with me again. This was Spilling the Teas with me, James Caldwell of spillitboy.com. See you guys next week. Good luck to you guys. Bye.